Thousands of people hold their breath. The stadium is deafening just moments before. Fans are singing, flags are waving. Then, silence. 23 men dressed in black slowly step forward. Their eyes widen, their feet strike the earth. The air suddenly feels heavier. Then it begins, a thunder of voices, powerful chants, explosive movements, tongues extended, eyes locked forward. Around the world, millions call it a war dance. But that description barely scratches the surface. Because the Haka is not simply about intimidation, it is about identity. It is about ancestors. It is about grief, joy, respect, and survival. To understand why New Zealand performs the Haka before rugby matches, we must travel back hundreds of years. Long before stadiums existed, long before rugby was invented, the first Maori communities arrived in Aotearoa, the land now known as New Zealand. Life demanded courage. Every mountain, every river, every forest held spiritual meaning. Their ancestors taught that people were connected to the land through Wakapapa, their sacred genealogy. The Haka emerged from this world. Contrary to popular belief, it was never only a dance for war. Some Haka welcomed visitors. Others celebrated great victories. Many honored loved ones who had passed away. Some even marked marriages and important ceremonies. Each Haka carried its own purpose. Each performance told a story. Every movement, every chant held meaning. Western audiences often focus on the fierce facial expressions, the bulging eyes, the protruding tongue, the aggressive stance. But to Maori people, these are not signs of anger alone. They represent determination, strength, life itself. The stamping feet symbolize connection to the earth. The synchronized voices represent unity. Every performer becomes part of something larger than themselves. The Haka is not about frightening an enemy. It is about declaring, "This is who we are." The world's most famous Haka is called Ka Mate. It was composed around 1820 by the Maori chief Te Rauparaha. Legend tells that Te Rauparaha was fleeing enemies who wanted him dead. A local chief hid him inside a food storage pit. As he waited in darkness, unsure whether he would survive, he heard the footsteps above. Eventually, the danger passed. Emerging into the sunlight, he celebrated life itself. His words became history. Ka mate, ka mate, it is death, it is death. Ka ora, it is life, it is life. What many believed was a battle cry was actually a celebration of survival. In the early 20th century, New Zealand rugby teams began performing the Haka before international matches. At first, many outside New Zealand saw it as entertainment, but as decades passed, the Haka became something far greater. It became the nation's heartbeat before competition. The legendary New Zealand National Rugby Union team carried it onto the world's biggest stages. Victories made headlines, but the Haka became unforgettable. Opposing teams stood frozen. Crowds erupted. Television audiences watched in amazement. Before a single tackle, the psychological battle had already begun. Yet for the players, it was never merely about intimidation. It was about representing everyone who came before them. Today, the haka reaches far beyond rugby. It is performed at weddings, graduations, military ceremonies, community gatherings, and funerals. When a respected person passes away, entire communities sometimes perform the haka as a final farewell. Not in anger, but in love. The chants become expressions of respect. The tears become part of the performance. Power and emotion exist together. For many Maori families, the haka remains one of the strongest ways to honor those they cherish. As videos spread across social media, millions now witness the haka every year. Schools teach it, sports teams perform it, visitors admire it. But Maori leaders continue reminding the world of one important truth. The haka is not a costume. It is not a trend. It is a living cultural tradition. Every haka belongs to a story. Every performance deserves respect. Understanding its meaning is just as important as witnessing its power. The next time you watch New Zealand perform the haka, listen beyond the chanting. Look beyond the fierce expressions. What you're witnessing is not simply a ritual before a game. You're seeing centuries of history, generations of ancestors, a culture refusing to be forgotten, a people declaring to the world, we remember who we are. And perhaps that is the true power of the haka. Not the fear it creates, but the identity it preserves.